As the season progresses, we fall into what's known as the midweek trap. Anime building up in front of me, with anime behind me which I still need to review and watch. When I'm not falling into this time, I'm going to record these episodes very quickly after I watch the episodes, he says, knowing that's not going to happen. And so here I am, end of the week, watching a huge bunch of episodes and reviewing them all in one go, for your pleasure. Because this is a 2021 spring anime preview, from a different perspective. We start today with a 1920s historical anime about vampires in Japan. Because there's not enough historical anime set in 1920s Japan, there's not enough anime with vampires and military people in it either. But well, Mars Red decides it wants to do that, with its historical, vampire, military, supernatural mashup. Now if you're already tuning out of this one, don't worry, I was as well, because I will be honest, other than a basic idea of the plot, I can't remember much about it. I know the animation was very pretentious in its way of showing things. It showed the entire anime episode in a letterbox on a widescreen stream, so it's even thinner than it normally would be. They didn't use it for anything, they didn't use it for any special reason. There were weird, bizarre, artsy shots as they're walking down, I would say a corridor, but walking down a sewer, and the lights just flicker in and out just to highlight whoever's speaking. They had long, distant 2D shots of a car driving by. Walking down the road in 2D. It felt very artsy, very obvious in its trickery and camera actions. There's a story about Yoshinobu Maeda, a soldier in this military, and the vampires which they are capturing. I don't know if capturing a vampire is a good idea, but they do so anyway. Lo and behold, end of episode, she escapes. And I would say they end up having to try and kill her, but she basically kills herself. She gets burned up in the sunlight. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know exactly what's going on. The vampire was very whimsical. She wasn't threatening. Well, she was to her soldiers, maybe not so much to Maeda. But it just felt very whimsical, very introductory of the world. And nothing really happened. It seems to be a setup for an anime which I'm not going to be continuing any longer. If you are interested in watching Mars Red, you can find it over at Funimation. Next up we have another odd show. So odd it's got odd in the name. Odd Taxi. It's the type of anime I see on my list and I think that one's not going to be streaming, that one's just going to be a kids show. But it really isn't. Odd Taxi is a almost soap opera type anime where the main characters are all animals. But nobody really seems to point out of it. Our main character Odokawa, a taxi driver, is a walrus. He has a gorilla, Goroku, as a doctor. The nurse for a doctor is Shirakawa, an alpaca. He gets pulled over by some crooked police officers, who are dogs. They're taking kickbacks on a bad guy to protect his identity. The pop idol is a poodle with 2 backup cat singers. There's all manner of different animals all over the place, and it's sort of distracting, but it helps you identify your characters better than just being generic, boring people, I suppose. Now what makes the anime interesting is the characters are very much soap opera characters. They're all hiding something. For instance, Shirakawa, we know, is stealing drugs from a doctor's surgery. Why she's doing this, I have no idea. Odokawa is potentially hiding a girl in his cupboard who's run away from school. He's not from an anime, is he? And everybody else seems to be hiding something or has something they want to do and want to do it their own way. Odd Taxi is quite an odd show, as the name does suggest, but it is an interesting show. I'm probably going to watch more of it if I've got time, because I want to know where it goes. Plus I want to see the poodle idol because she's cute. You can find Odd Taxi over at Crunchyroll. Next up we have a spin-off to a show which I really like. It's a spin-off of That Time Was Reincarnated as a Slime. This time we got the Slime Diaries. It's a cute, slice of life, jokey anime based on Reincarnated as a Slime. It was just a day-to-day life of Rimuru Tempest as he walks around his town, speaks to people. We see little mini stories involving most people, with little side jokes here and there. Although one thing which did surprise me about the anime is it's a full-length anime. It's 23 minutes an episode. It's not a short. This could have easily been short episodes. It could have been 5 minute shorts, it could have been half episode shorts, but no, it decided to go for full 23 minutes. And you might be thinking, that sounds like a good idea. I'm actually going to surprise you by saying it's not. The Slime Diaries felt long and dragged out. the jokes seemed to be longer than they need to be. It was less, here's setup, here's a punchline. It was like, here's setup, and we're going to drag this punchline, which you already know is coming, through the dirt for 5 minutes until it finally happens. And how many times do you really need to hear about Shion's cooking being bad? Or see Gabiru and his posse of lizard folk cheering for Gabiru, Gabiru, Gabiru? And how many times do we need to see that Gobita is a pervert, but is very much laid back and badass about it? Only once, really. We know the characters are there, maybe once every so often. But in the main series, that's fine, because it sort of adds to the whole ensemble cast. In this, with the whole premise as a joke, retelling jokes you told in the main series just doesn't cut it. You need to mix things up, show different sides of people which you don't already know, but this is none of that. This didn't need to be a full-length anime. It also didn't need to be what it is, because Reincarnated Slime is kind of not so serious in a lot of time anyway. I'd have much preferred if they'd have done this as shorts, but I'm not going to mark it down for not being a main series. I'm going to mark it down because it's just boring and doesn't really need to be there. If you are interested in watching Slime Diaries, you can find this one also over at Crunchyroll. Finally today, we get an anime whose title kind of gives you a hint about what's going on. It's not full-on, full-blown storytelling title, but it is telling you that a saint's magical power is omnipotent, because that's the name of the anime. But we meet our main character, Sei, as she is finishing work, she's going home, and believe it or not, she does not get hit by a truck. She just gets teleported to another world. It turns out she spawns in this other world, alongside another girl who's looking at just as lost as she is. In comes this brash, obnoxious red-haired prince, who basically sits down in front of his other woman saying, "We've summoned you, you're our hero, you're our saint, we need you." Whereas Sei's just sitting there thinking, what am I, chopped liver? Now Sei's stuck there, unable to go home, and she's not being treated as a hero or a saint, she's just there. She has nothing to do. So, through a chance meeting in a herb garden, she learns the arts of potion crafting. She learns to make potions. And turns out she might be a saint after all, but we're probably not going to learn that for another few episodes yet. Meanwhile, we'll start the real cool anime this season, Atelier Sei, the alchemist and the accidental isekai. Now, Saint's magical power, or Atelier Sei, as I want to call it, does look to be a almost like Shield Hero type anime. Isekai, but unwanted. But unlike Shield Hero, she's not being bullied for being a Shield Hero. She's just being ignored. I don't think they'll be able to ignore her for much longer, given the fact that she's probably the Saint. If you do want to watch Saint's Magical Powers Omnipotent, you can find it airing over at Funimation. Today was definitely a day of oddities, and we have different qualities and some big surprises for me as well. But what about yourself? Were any surprises for you? And we join me next time to look at 4 more episodes. But until then, thanks for watching, have a wonderful day. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.